I hate cliches.
Thought-terminating cliches, according to our good pal Wikipedia, are a form of loaded language, often passed as folk wisdom, intended to end an argument and bypass cognitive dissonance with a cliche rather than a point. And now with that established, let's rank some of the greatest hits. Save the Children. The fact that it's been stamped onto so many different arguments throughout the years is indicative of its bland meaninglessness and ease of weaponization. Despite its cliche status, it somehow remains highly effective and commonly used to this day. S tier. Support our troops. Similar to Save the Children, there's no guarantee that whatever proposed action, policy, etc. is greenlit actually will save the children or support the troops. But it sounds nice. Plus, only a commie or enemy of America would oppose anything that has this argument stamped on it. So get out there and vote. S tier. If we don't do blank, the terrorists win. This is an old one, relatively speaking, that's certainly fallen off in popularity as terrorism seems to have shifted from an external to an internal threat. It was pretty effective at the time, but has lost its staying power. C tier. Let's err on the side of caution. It doesn't matter that in any given situation we can't agree on what erring on the side of caution means. What kind of jerk are you that you'd oppose caution? B tier. We can't take that chance. What I like about this one is that whatever outcome we're trying to avoid isn't guaranteed, nor is the proposed solution guaranteed to work, but we should do it anyway to avoid even the potential of it happening. It's one of those things where you can guarantee something will never happen. What's that called again? Magic? B tier. It's a matter of national security / for-year protection / for security reasons. What do you not want to be safe or something? It doesn't matter what you're giving up in exchange because safety is basically guaranteed. S tier. Now is not the time. This is great for kicking the can, not so great for stirring up votes or support. I don't think it's particularly effective at pacifying angry people either. D tier. Don't let them win. Even more generic and meaningless than the terrorist one, therefore it's more versatile. Who are they, anyway? B tier. Pick your battles. While I do love the premise that we're only allowed to be upset or fight against a set number of issues, this won't really get people up in arms about anything. In fact, its aim is the opposite. Better than now is not the time, but not by much. C tier. Stop overthinking it / it's not that deep. This one is rising in popularity, although I mostly see it used in conversations about media. It lacks the subtlety of dog whistling that many people use in modern debates about politics, for instance. If someone says to you, for instance, climate change is not that deep, run for the hills. This will both help you avoid their stupid opinion and protect you, at least temporarily, from the rising water levels. D tier. It's not that big a deal. Another one, dismissive bordering on gaslighting, depending on context. Great for invalidating someone's opinions or emotions. C tier. If you really loved me, you'd blank. This one's for the emotional manipulators out there. This one works in both relationships, friendships, and with family, although it's most effective in a relationship, unless your partner realizes this for the emotional blackmail that it is. S tier. You're either with us or against us. It was a great argument when Anakin said basically the same thing in Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, something along the lines of, if you're not with me, then you're my enemy, and it's a great argument now. Who doesn't love an argument that is trying to increase tribalism? A tier. Defend our freedoms. The biggest issues here are whether we can even agree on what our freedoms are, and whether a proposed decision would in fact protect those freedoms, or if this is yet another meaningless phrase plopped onto an argument because it sounds good. Also ignore the inherent hypocrisy of defending our freedom arguers, often supporting changes that would in fact restrict or otherwise violate our freedoms. A tier. If we don't act now, it'll be too late. It's always good to rush into action. Urgency always leads to rational and logical decisions. B tier. If you love America, you'd blank. It's just preventing the terrorists from winning argument with a new coat of paint. As with many of these, its genericness means it can be slapped onto anything. A tier. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion / agree to disagree. This feels like abandoning the ostensible goal of reaching an agreement. Guess this issue will just never get resolved then. It's great because it's dismissive, but it lacks the emotional punch that makes for a good, thought-terminating cliche. D tier. So, what do you think? How would you rank them? Leave a comment with your thoughts and watch out for these in your next argument. Thanks for watching.